So today's video is a response video to the Death Doom MetalHead's 10 questions for the rock and metal YouTube community. Thought I'd take a shot at this. I usually don't like thread videos a whole lot. I do maybe a couple a year tops, and mostly because a lot of them are, let's be honest, kind of lame. But I really like this one. I think this one's going to bring out some good responses in me. So if you want to find out about me, my vinyl collection, and my channel, you should definitely stick around. So the first question is, why did you start a YouTube channel? Well, a couple reasons. The big one, of course, is that I miss doing video. I have a bit of a video background. I did over a decade of public access television production. I worked in network TV for 3 years at UPN, for those who remember that network. I went to college. I got a communications degree in video production specifically. I helped run the video lab at that college for 3 years. I did independent documentary making. I did other video work. So that's been the last 20 plus years of my life. So it made sense to come to YouTube after a while. Also, I was doing audio podcasting before this, but I kind of got tired of doing audio-only programs. So combination of all that stuff, I really just wanted to get back into video. Funny thing is, it would be about 3 months into my production in which I would see my first vinyl community video, or music community video for that matter. I think it was Jeff McCormick, it might have been Scott Waters, either way. So for that first 3 months, I was oblivious to the fact that a vinyl community on YouTube existed. I probably suspected that it did, but I just didn't know. And so I did the first 3 episodes of the Vinyl Reacquisition Project based on not being able to have other people influence me. And I think for me that worked out pretty well. I did a couple other videos as well, and then discovered the VC. So again, through a combination of my professional experience, my academic experience, also missing doing video, and getting tired of audio podcasting, it just made sense to come to YouTube. Also, my love for metal vinyl kind of fuels a lot of this stuff. So I'm back into video, and it's great. So question 2 is, what's your go-to genre in rock and metal? Well, basically, it depends on the mood, and I know that kind of sounds like a cop-out answer, but it's basically true. I mean, I listen to all sorts of stuff. I like some of the glam. I like some of the grindcore. And it really just depends on where I am in my headspace and what I want to hear. I like a lot of stuff from the 1980s. I'm a teenager in the 1980s, so I'm going to fall back into that. Not just for nostalgia, not because it's what I know, but I love that decade. I love that music. It's much of the reason why you see the Vinyl Reacquisition Project as a show on my channel. Cover a lot of that old stuff. But I listen to other stuff too. I listen to soundtracks, score soundtracks, of course. I love Goblin a lot, but also, John Williams and Jerry Goldsmith, stuff like that. I listen to a lot of weird, kitschy stuff. I like some early electronic, new wave stuff. Again, it just depends on the mood. Question number 3 is, one genre of music you cannot get your head around or understand. This one's pretty easy. It's hip-hop, or rap, or whatever the hell you want to call it. I just don't connect with it. I'm an old white suburban middle-aged dude, so it's not a thing for me. It's not a racist thing to say that either. I think there's a lot of great black music out there through the decades. There's blues, there's jazz, there's R&B, there's soul, there's funk, and I like a lot of that stuff, bits and pieces of it, But I just don't connect with rap, and I really shouldn't. There's no reason why I should. I don't get it. I think it's an illegitimate form of music. I don't think it takes much talent. Good on you if you're making millions of dollars at it. I salute you, but just not going to listen to it. So there you go. Number 4 is, one thing you would change about your YouTube channel. It would sound kind of strange to me to say nothing, wouldn't it? And to some degree I might say that, but I thought about it a little bit, and I think if I just had more time for more content, that would be the change. I tend to have a lot on my plate. You see all the shows I do on this channel, but I also have a day job, and I'm going back to school next month, and I got other things going on in my life too, so it's pretty crazy. But I am looking forward to doing more shows. I've got a few in the works, believe it or not, on top of the ones I do. So those will be coming. But I think that's about it. I really dig my channel. I dig other people's channels. I don't look at other people's channels and try to figure out to do their stuff. I try to do my own thing. Hopefully that's reflected in my channel. Let me know in the comments either way. But yeah, so that's where I am with that. Number 5 is, one album in your collection you're not sure how it got there or why you own it. I have a few of those, strangely enough, but the one that really brings up the question marks for me is this one. This is Don Ho, again, recorded live in Hawaii. I have no freaking idea why I own this, how I got it. Did someone slip it in my collection when I wasn't looking? I have no idea. But here it is. It's the biggest thing from Hawaii since sliced pineapple. That's what it says right there. Let's see. Lahana Luna is a song. Maka Hala. I'm not even going to pronounce that. So there you go. Don Ho, recorded live in Hawaii. The only thing I know about Don Ho is he was in an episode of Brady Bunch, right? Yeah, that's all I know. Don Ho. Maybe I'll listen to it one day. I don't know. We'll find out. Number 6 is, do you have an idol that you look up to within music? Nowadays, I'm not really sure if I do, but when I was a kid, it was definitely Gene Simmons. Maybe not just as a bass player. And let's be honest here, Gene Simmons is an okay bass player at best. Maybe as a kid, I thought he was a bit more than he was in that regard, but be that as it may. Rather, I really liked his attitude about life, and I think it's reflected in Kiss's lyrics and their musical output. And that's basically just going after what you want in life and just not taking no for an answer and just doing it. You know, I think that really defines a lot of the things I do in my personal life. I think it defines this channel. I think it defines the bands I was in and the other media I've created. It's just do it, you know, just get off your duff and do it. And I really love that about Gene Simmons. Personal peccadillos aside, I'm not into the guy 100%. I disagree with him on some things, but I kind of find myself agreeing with him more than disagreeing. So if that's an idol, then there you go. But other than that, I don't know. Never really thought about it too much. Number 7 is your most desired album that you do not have in your collection. I'm going to cheat a little bit because I'm going to show you a reissue. I basically want the original, and I've talked about this before. I think it was in one of my Grail videos. Of course, it's Don't Break the Oath from Merciful Fate. This is the 2020 reissue, and it's good. It's from the original master tapes. I like that so I can hear it. I have a couple problems with it. One, it's just going to bother me that it's not the original. But the weird thing is that I pulled up the lyric sheet here. This is the insert. And I noticed there's something missing. And I'm like, what's missing here? And then I notice it's the photographs that came in here that were here and here and here of the band. And the photographs are amazing. They're very much part of the presentation. Especially when I was a kid, I would just, I'd look at the lyrics, but I'd look at the pictures too. And I wonder why they're not there. Is it a licensing thing with a photographer or a label thing? I have no idea since this is a Metal Blades reissue. I don't know, but that kind of stinks. But I want an original of this. I know I've got this reissue. That's great. Don't care. Want an original. So there you go. Number 8 is one band you wish you could have seen live when they were, in your opinion, at their best. Of course, I'm going to pick Kiss. More specifically, Kiss on their Love Gun tour, also known as the Alive 2 tour. I mean, take a look at this picture and say you wouldn't want to be there. I want to be right there, but I would also want to be right there. My favorite Kiss live album, by the way, and I would love to see a show from this. I think specifically the Houston 77 show, it's on the Kissology DVD box set. I've watched that show the most out of all the live concerts in that box set, or series of box sets. So definitely, Kiss, Alive 2 tour, Houston, 1977. How's that for being specific? Number 9 is the worst album cover in your collection. I have some bad covers, but I really keep coming back to this one. And this is Animosity with Get Off My Back. I really don't understand what's going on here. They're green. Okay. I don't know why they have to be green. I think they look like dogs. I also don't understand that. And we got a puker, we got a pisser, and we've got a vandal. All right. Kind of metal. It's an EP, 5-song. Not bad. Forced Entry is my favorite song. Probably also the politically incorrect track on this album, considering what it's about. You can kind of imagine just by the title. But yeah, Animosity, Get Off My Back. Okay. And number 10 is your most personal album/record that brings you happy memories. Well, the interesting thing about being the age I am and discovering metal at the time I did, hard rock and heavy metal, was that a lot of albums were new to me. And so in 1984, I heard all the 1984 released albums that were metal. And I have a lot of memories associated with albums at that time. What's funny is that the album I'm going to show you really isn't part of my generation. It came out much earlier. I was a little kid when it came out. The band was just starting to get a revival of sorts by the time I was in my later teens. But the album's kind of a deal, and I definitely want to explain it. This is Get Your Wings from Aerosmith. This is their second album. This is a rather beaten copy, which I'll talk about in a sec. This was one of the last albums I got in its original form, not this particular copy, before my collection got tossed back in summer of 1987 and all of that. So before that happened, I had taped this album, and I had taken the tape with me when I went out west. I lived out on my own for the first time and all of that. So the only album I had on me when I was couch surfing and living with other people and just, you know, the things you do when you're just getting out on your own at 18. I had this album, and I was hearing this album all the time. I was hearing it on buses. I was hearing it on, you know, cross-country traveling and all of that. So it has a lot of meaning for me there. It also has an odd meaning for me because this is the album I was listening to when I met a then girlfriend of mine, now ex-girlfriend, whom I met going on a train, interestingly enough, from Central California to Oregon. She, in turn, was going to Canada. I'm not going to say she's Canadian, you don't know her. I'm not going to make the weird science joke. But what was funny was listening to Train Kept a Rollin' on the train while she was literally walking down the aisleway at me. And I was having a moment, and basically this album was that soundtrack. It was the perfect music video in my head. Amazing. So I look at this album with a lot of fondness for the memories with that person, but also of the time of discovering this band and the 80s in general, even though it's a 70s album. Also, this copy is interesting because when I got back east, I found this record on a sidewalk about a half a block from a record store. Someone must have dropped it. So it's like the record called back to me in a weird way. I feel it's kind of faithful. It was literally on the sidewalk in front of me, and I picked it up, and this is that copy. And I'm like, Aerosmith, yeah, good memories. So, you know, I couldn't even get away from it if I wanted to. There it was. So that's my story. There you go. And those are my responses to the 10 questions for the rock and metal community here on YouTube, provided by Liam of the Death Doom Metalhead channel. Speaking of whom, you should definitely check out his channel, the Death Doom Metalhead channel. In case I need to say it a few times, I will provide a link to his channel in the description of this video. I'll also put a direct link to the video that started all of this, Liam's original video that starts the thread. You should definitely check that out and consider making your own video. You know, you don't need fancy equipment to do it. You could just have a cell phone and just be like, hey, I'm doing video. It's awesome. So definitely consider doing it. It's a good time. I had a good time. Of course, as for this channel, you should definitely check out the videos I do. I do metal vinyl collecting videos once or twice a week. I do about 10 different shows or more. You should definitely check out the playlist, check out the videos. Check them out. They're good. Also, of course, like, subscribe, and share. Great ways to support the network. So there you go. And that's all for now. Take care and ever forward.